Hello everyone, welcome to another interactive session with 10 counts. Today we have got a sensational Indian professional boxer who is right now dominating the entire flyweight division, Vimal Chandra Punera with us. First of all, thank you so much for joining with us, Vimal. And how's life right now? Like you're moving around into the mountains, you've got a big fight on your way. So what's going into your mind right now?
Thank you so much for this opportunity. So I'm in Uttarakhand. You can see behind me there are a lot of mountains. So I ran here almost 6 kilometers per day, and different schedules are going on. But training is going fantastic over here.
So basically, you have moved down to the, like you're from Dehradun, obviously, and basically you have chosen this place to train yourself and like to focus yourself for the big fight. And like you have already been a knockout artist in India. You have claimed all your wins via knockout. So how do you see that? Like how did you achieve that? And what goes into your mind when you like knock your opponents out? Because like there have been several Indian fighters. Like when it comes to Indian boxing, a lot of fighters lack this potential to stop their opponents, but you have been knocking people out straight away. So how do you do that?
See, first of all, I want to tell you something. It's more than mental. If you are training, it's good enough. Millions of boxers are training every day in the world. But, if you are mentally strong, like Khabib Mordon, Conor McGregor, Mike Tyson, uh, the main cause is visualization. I prefer visualization because if you will visualize the things, happening before the fight, I'm visualizing that I'm knocking out my opponent, you know, in first round and second round. That's the way I can do that.
So your upcoming opponent is Lakshya Kumar. He's a Haryanvi boxer, and as you all know, Haryana has always produced great boxers. So how do you visualize the upcoming fight for yourself?
See, I'm visualizing like like I want to say something like we have a two type of brain. One is conscious, and the second one is subconscious mind. So subconscious mind works 90% for us. So before sleeping, the gate is open for subconscious mind. So I started visualizing like I'm going to knock my opponent in first round, and definitely this time also, but I will take a little bit time this time, 2 minutes, something like that.
Yeah.
After 2 minutes, I'll knock him out certainly.
Like when you make such claims, like obviously you're confident absolutely about knocking people out, and you have been doing that. But when you look into the graph of Indian boxing, not just Indian boxing, the global boxing, there has been certain fighters who prefer to knock their opponents out, like Mike Tyson, Deontay Wilder. You've seen like these kind of fighters, they just want to stop their opponents. While there are other fighters like Floyd Mayweather who would like prefer to go into a full length contest. What is the factor about knocking people out that allures you the most? Like you can easily, like you're a technical boxer, you can go to the distance and you can maybe you can claim a win via decision. Maybe you want to test yourself in a full length fight, but what it's about knocking people out that attracts you the most?
It is something like hypnotism. If you heard about it,
Yeah.
if it is something like hypnotism. When you gauge your opponent, and then you will have to first read his tactics. What is his plan? If you will learn his plan automatically, if you will read his mind, so, and then you will start dominating him, then whatever you want you can do. It is all mental, as I told you before.
Yeah, so it has been a mental game for you, and I can just sense that you have been focusing a lot on your mental side also, apart from like your boxing skills and also it's a kind of mixture of the both. And you've been training at a very different place amid nature, amid the greenery. So can you tell us what's this particular location has been for you? Like you could have trained into a city, into Delhi, into mainstream city with all the luxuries and all, but why did you choose to train amid the mountains and all?
Because yeah, I born here in Pithoragar, Uttarakhand. It is the hub of boxing. The first boxer in Indian history who got medal in internationally. His name is Hari Singh Thapa. He's from here. So I got inspiration from him, and Rajendra Punera is ninth, Asian champion. I got inspiration from him. The difference between city and this hill area is like, if you are in the city, if you will have to go like 2 kilometer from your house to gym, so you will drive your car or you will catch the auto and train or something like that. But in hill area you will have to go by your feet. So that is also advantage. If you will run in the hill, you got a more stamina, or everything.
So this has been a particular reason. And apart from that, I also want to know how your diet has been for this entire camp. I know it, like, when you are into the hilly regions, it's obviously the climate is very different from the cities. So how do you manage this change of climate and the change of diet or change of food that you go through?
See, I'm like a yogi type, just like saint. I eat I'm a vegetarian. I eat only like vegetables, sometime milk, and grams, and fenugreek seeds, and like that. Vegetables. I prefer more vegetables.
See, a lot of people, a lot of athletes have debated in the past that when you are getting into the sports zone, you need to consume meat for the protein. But in the past few years, we have seen several athletes like the tennis superstar Novak Djokovic. He is a complete vegetarian, and he has said that even if you are practicing sports, you can do it like by a complete vegetarian diet. You don't necessarily need to consume meat. So I see that you fall into that same category of Novak Djokovic, where you believe that vegetarian diet can be a great replacement. So I just want your reaction on the entire thing, and what do you want to say about the fans? Say the fans about your particular vegetarian diet.
See, if you will have 100-gram chicken, you will get 21% of protein, right? If you will boil it, just you will get 18% of protein. So, if we will gram sprouts, if we will consume sprouts in 100 grams, of a sprout, like 21% of protein, it is equivalent to chicken.
Yep.
So our body actually is made for consuming vegetarian food. It is easily digestible, and we can be more healthier than the non-vegetarian things,
So
to
that's the reason
consume
that you.
veggie things.
So a lot of people don't understand these calculations, that even if you're not eating chicken or even if you're not eating any sort of meat, you can still get protein. So I feel that you have got a lot of idea about it. So how did you gain this knowledge of diet? Like when I see a lot of boxers, they don't really
So
care about the diet. Yeah.
apart from boxing, the time, I get, uh, I do morning, evening, and midday training. The rest of the time I study, like I read books and all. I find new things always. So that's how I write down every day, like what I need to consume, what is my plan, or something like that.
So coming back to your fight, like your upcoming fight, you are going to be a part of the Dwarka boxing promotion. It's a new promotion that is already making a lot of noise. A lot of people are interested into that particular event. They have put on a great fight cards, like 50-50 matchups. So I just want to know, how do you get into the fight card, and how did you get the chance to work closely with Dwarka Promotion?
See, Mr. Rajiv Gatira ji, Rajiv ji is a good friend of mine, and he is doing very well. I want to thank you, Mr. Rajiv ji, and Dwarka Pro Boxing Promotions as well. So I just told him, like just 10 or 15 days ago, I want to fight in your promotion. He said most welcome. So I want to say thanks to him.
And you have already been on a surging side of your career. Like you have already have got a lot of name. Like when it comes to Indian boxing, you're one of the popular names. You have been known as a knockout artist. So after this fight, what's your future goal coming to this fight? Because you're already a professional. Like, what are your future plans in this sport?
So the future plan is, it will be my sixth fight. So after the sixth fight, I will defend my IBA title, and next maybe for my next fight.
So already you're stacked, and like when it came to boxing, when you made your debut, you lost your first fight, and a lot of people thought like it's going to be over. But after that, you resurrected yourself in a very sensational fashion, and you have been like after that, it has been a fairy tale ride for you. So what did you learn from your first loss that came in your debut? Like a lot of people lose hope after that, but you took a lesson from it and you changed the graph. So what are the things that you learned from that defeat?
So I became professional, in like when I was a baby, I become a professional. Like when I started learning boxing, so after just 6 months or 7 months, I became a professional. So my weight was flyweight, but I fought in lightweight category. That's how I lose the fight, but doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I learned a lot of things.
So after that, you became a champion. Like right now, you have got your belt. You have got to defend your belt, and boxing is taking a turnover. So I just wanted to ask you a question really out of the box. Like you're a fighter. There are several fighters who work their way hard to the top. Like you have earned it all. You have knocked out people. But when it comes to the global boxing scenario, you see a lot of social media stars, a lot of YouTubers like Jake Paul. They enter into the mainstream scenario without any experience, and they get most of the attention. They get most of the paydays. So being a title holder at this stage and one of the biggest names in Indian boxing, what's your take on celebrities getting inside the professional boxing chain?
See, this is the time, everybody wants to make money. So everybody makes to, wants to make money, and like Jack Paul is, he also wants to make money. So he was a YouTube star, and a YouTube star. That's, he has a lot of fan followers. That's why the promoter put him into the card, and then he's winning fight. He's challenging Floyd Mayweather sometime. He lost with him. This is, this is kind of a exhibition bout. We cannot call them an actual pro boxing bout. This is, uh, this is the kind of entertainment. We
Yeah.
can spread professional boxing to the many people.
So if you are offered a chance, like for a big amount of money or fame, if will you ever fight a YouTuber or a social media star on a big platform?
Yes, slowly, what I want to say that India is like, we just started professional boxing in India just 3 or 4 years ago. So it will take time, I think 1 or 2 years, so that a lot of people know about us, and then they will start following us, and slowly they are following us, and they will also follow us, and then slowly we will become the star. And definitely one day, we will fight in a huge stage, like Las Vegas, or like England or America, somewhere in a huge stage.
Obviously, India is really doing great in the past few years in the sport of boxing. But when it comes to the global scenario, I still feel that professional boxing is really on a backside end. Like when it comes to USA or when it comes to European countries, Indian boxing has still not flourished in that way. So, being one of the prime members of the Indian boxing family, what do you feel like? What does Indian boxing lack at this point that is stopping it from reaching to the absolute top?
The lack of things, I want to say that there's sponsors. If we will have a government support, and we will get a sponsors, definitely we will touch the heights. Like in amateur boxing, they will get a chance to train in national camps. They will have a good diet. But in professional boxing, there is no sponsor. Somehow, like me, athletes are managing themselves by themselves. So their families are taking care of them. That's how, the professional boxing is going on in India. It's like, it's something like amateur boxing, but as soon as the Indian government will come to know that the professional boxing is also a good stuff to promote for a country, and it will promote a country as well in a whole world. So we will definitely become huge.
And India has got a massive population. Like India is a country with one of the most biggest followings. There are several people who follow sports in India, but most of the attention goes towards cricket or football. And combat sports is still not making. Obviously, there are local heroes like Vijender Singh is a hero to the Indian people. Ritu Fogart is a hero to the Indian people. And but like where Mary Kom obviously is a hero, but when it comes to becoming heroes from combat sports, either these three athletes had to move out of the country. Like Vijender Singh had to fight in the USA. Ritu Fogart is right now fighting in one championship, Singapore. And Mary Kom, like they had to make a movie on Mary Kom to popularize her. So do you think that when Indian fighters move out of the country, only then they can become the stars in their home country? And like while whenever they are in their actual land, nobody really recognizes them.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with you. Like, Vijender Singh went outside, but we need an athlete who, went outside and become a world champion. If one athlete will become a world champion from India, definitely, the whole, crowd from India of a professional boxing will definitely become a world champion. you know there are a lot of boxers who are here. I think there are more than 25,000 boxers in India. Comparison in US, Cuba is a small country. New Zealand, Australia, so very very small countries, but they have produced a lot of world champions. Like, if you will talk about Philippines, they have almost 400 world champions so far. But a small country like 5 or 7 million population.
Yeah.
But we have a 1.2 billion population. We can produce thousands of world champions from here.
So like obviously you can be one of them. Like you already have a title, not a world title, but you have already got a prestigious title. You're a knockout artist. What more do you think you need to get into that top tier slot into the global scenario?
See, like I want to request to the Indian crowd. So just try to understand what is professional boxing and start follow. Start supporting. They can start support professional boxers and professional boxing federations, promoters. You know, if someone has like 1 billion, fan following in his Instagram, YouTube, and everywhere, so that he can also get a chance to fight in Las Vegas, MGM. The second way is like if someone become like an Asian champion, like intercontinental champion, then it will definitely take a little bit time, and he will become a world champion. So even India, so far there is a no world champion in professional boxing. So if someone will become a world champion, so like the
Yeah.
scenario will be changed definitely. So I'm also trying to be a world champion into 2022 or 2023. So definitely we will change the whole scenario of professional boxing in India.
Like a few years back, Super Boxing League was launched. SBL it did pretty well, but after a couple of seasons, like it got out of the wave. Similar with Super Fight League, like it got out of the wave. Do you feel that Indian boxing need a particular, a popularized, commercialized league of boxing like SBL, or do you feel that these small promotions that the events are doing can take it forward?
So Super Boxing League has been promoted in 2016. So if if they would have continued this Super Boxing League till today, so I think the whole scenario has already changed, because they stopped from I don't know why, there's a lot of problems, a lot of shortages. They stopped promoting boxing in India. But if someone like SPL or something like that, they start promoting boxing in India, definitely it will become a huge in a short time of period. You can have a look in kabaddi, pro kabaddi,
Yeah.
you know before pro kabaddi, there are few people knows about kabaddi. There are no much crowd in kabaddi, but right now they are popularizing in TV and everywhere. So everybody knows their player's name as well.
Yep.
In cricket, if you will talk about the cricket in 1984, cricket was also a baby in India.
Yep.
But when the Lata Mangeshkar,
Yeah.
I think sung somewhere and got charity. So the charity has distributed into the world
In
champions like
Yep.
in cricket.
Yep.
But if they can grow, so boxing also can be grow, because everybody knows boxing is richest sport in the world.
In the world.
If you will have a look, the first man in the richest sport persons list is Conor McGregor, just
Yep.
because he fought to Floyd Mayweather.
Flood Mayweather. Yep. Absolutely. So, and for that money, I see a lot of people making transition to boxing. Like when it comes to Indian boxing, you see Pawan Man is someone, he's one of the biggest names in the Indian combat. Pawan Man has fought both in boxing and in MMA. Pawan Goyat has done the same. So, do you think that you will want try your hands inside the MMA cage if offered a chance?
See, uh, in MMA, if you will, if I'm talking about our people in Uttarakhand, so we have a fighter's blood. There
Yep.
are 70 or 80% people from our area. They are into the Indian army. They are just protecting us. When someone got involved in Indian army in 21 years of age, and they still become like amateur stars, so we can fight in under the cage, no problem. It's all about popularity, and I'll definitely want to try one hand in MMA as well.
So we are almost at the end of our conversation. Like, first of all, you have got a big fight on your way, and you're absolutely confident about getting the win. So, what do you want to say to the people who are going to come down to watch you and your fans?
See, I want to say that as I'm talking here about visualization, so they come, and I want to request them that please come down and just enjoy the show, because that the trend of professional boxing has continuously flowing like a big river. So just be a part of it and enjoy the professional boxing. That's how it will become very huge. Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining with us, sir. And that's all for today, everyone, ladies and gentlemen. So we had one of the biggest boxers from India right now with us. And in the description, you can check his Instagram ID. And you can also follow 10 Counts for exclusive boxing. So his nearing fight will be on October 31 for Dwarka Promotion. The fight will be live from the official social media handle of 10 Count. So stay connected and keep watching boxing. Thank you.
Thank you so much.